Hi everybody, welcome to Storytime with Fairfield County Library. My name's Messina and I am so excited for Storytime today. Are you guys ready? Alright, okay, this week our theme is frogs. That means this week we're going to be reading some stories about tadpoles, frogs, and toads. Alright, our first book is 999 Tadpoles by Ken Kimura, illustrated by Yasunari Murakami, and published by NortSouth Books. One warm spring day, 999 tadpoles were born. Although they were tiny, they were full of energy. Mother and Father Frog were very proud. The 999 tadpoles grew and grew and grew until one day they grew into frogs. Now the pond was too small for them. "We can't move," one called. "We can't breathe," called another. "Don't push," called a third. "We have a situation here," said Father. "We'll have to move," said Mother. So 999 young frogs scrambled to get out of the pond. "Shh," said Mother. "The world is a dangerous place. You must be careful." "Follow your father," said Mother. So 999 young frogs followed their father across the field. But no matter how far they went, all they saw was more grass. "When will we get there?" asked one. "I'm hungry," said another. "I'm tired," said a third. "Keep hopping," said Father, "or a scary snake might get you." "What's a snake?" asked the frog children. "A snake can eat a whole frog in just one swallow," said Father. "It has a very big mouth and a very long body." "Like this?" asked the children. "Yes," said Father. The snake was sleeping peacefully. It must have just eaten. "Run for your lives," said Mother, "before the snake wakes up." So 999 young frogs ran for their lives across the field. They didn't notice a hungry hawk flying over their heads. Then the hawk swooped down and grabbed Father. "Let me go," cried Father. "Not a chance," said the hawk, and rose into the sky. "Let him go," cried Mother, and she grabbed onto Father's leg. "Let them go," cried 999 young frogs, and they grabbed on too. "Why is this frog getting so heavy?" the hawk wondered as he looked back. Wow, he was carrying a whole year's supply of frogs. He was so pleased. He flew even higher. The 999 young frogs loved it. "This is great," said one. "What a view," said another. "Whee!" said a third. Mother and Father were not as enthusiastic. They were worried about falling. "Don't let go," warned Mother. "No matter what," added Father. The hawk flew on and on. 999 young frogs were getting restless. "I'm hungry," said one. "When will we get there?" asked another. "I'm tired," said a third. The 999 young frogs began to wiggle, and every time they wiggled, the hawk swerved. "Hang in there, hawk," said Father. "Don't let us go." But the hawk couldn't hold on any longer. "Ah!" Father cried. Mother and father and 999 young frogs fell down from the sky. Splash, 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 splash. Mother and father and 999 young frogs fell into a pond. A big pond. It's cool, said one. It's wet, said another. It's home, said a third. And that's how Mother and Father and their 999 young frogs found a new home. For all I know, they're still there singing ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Alright, that was 999 Tadpoles. Did you guys like the book? I did. Alright, our next book is Froggy Goes to the Library by Jonathan London, illustrated by Frank Remkiewicz, and published by Viking. It was Saturday morning, and Froggy stayed in bed to read his favorite book. It was about Super Frog. Froggy, called his mom. What? It's time to get up, dear. We're going to the library. Yippee! Cried Froggy, and he hopped out of bed and flopped to the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. Let's go, said Froggy, and he started flopping out the door. Flop, flop, flop. First, said Mom, you have to get dressed. I know that, said Froggy. And he flopped back to his room and got dressed. Zip, zip, zip. Zip, 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 zip. Then he flopped back, flop, 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 and said, let's go. I want to get books about Super Frog and T-Rex. But first, eat your breakfast, dear. Yum, said Froggy. Home flies and ketchup. Munch, crunch, munch. Then Froggy raced out the door. Froggy, called Mom. What? Don't forget your book bag, dear, so you can carry home lots of books. I'd better take the wheelbarrow, cried Froggy. I'm getting tons of books. And off to the library they went. Squeak, squeak, squeak. In no time at all, Froggy had a stack of books so high that he couldn't see over the top. So he tripped over Polly. Oops! And fell smack on his face, splat, and spilled all his books. And that's when he saw Froggalina. Hi, Froggy. Want some help picking up your books? I can do it myself, shouted Froggy. Please use your inside voice, dear, said the librarian, Miss Otterbottom. First, Froggy read a book about Super Frog. He wasn't very good at reading, but he was very good at looking at the pictures. Zwit, zwit. Then he got to the part about Super Frog flying high and fast after the bad guys. He stood on the table and spread his arms like wings. Please sit down, dear, said Miss Otterbottom. It's not polite to stand on the table. Oops, said Froggy. Then he picked out lots of books about dinosaurs, especially his favorite, T-Rex. Roar! Cried Froggy, holding his hands up like claws. Froggy! Called Mrs. Otterbottom. What? This is a library, dear, not Dinosaur Park. Oops, said Froggy. Sorry. Then Miss Otterbottom announced, Story time! Come gather around, children. Me! Me! Cried Pollywoglina. Story time's for babies, said Froggy. But little by little, The book that Miss Otterbottom was reading got all of his attention. What a great story, thought Froggy, and he wanted to know what happened next. So he scooted closer and closer. And when she started doing rhymes and songs, he got so excited that he leapfrogged over Froglina, he leapfrogged over his mother, he leapfrogged over Polly, right smack beside Miss Otterbottom, and started singing, "Wiggle, wiggle, waggle, waggle, giggle, giggle, gaggle, gaggle." And the kids all laughed like crazy, and Froggy kept singing and dancing. Until suddenly it grew quiet. So quiet you could hear a fly bird. Froggy took one look at Miss Otterbottom and, he knew he was in trouble. "Oops!" cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Miss Otterbottom stared hard at him. Then smiled and joined in, and so did everyone else. Wiggle, wiggle, waggle, waggle, giggle, giggle, gaggle, gaggle, until story time was over. "Thanks for being so energetic, Froggy," said Miss Otterbottom, and she handed him the book she had been reading aloud and said, "I'm glad to know that Froggy loves books. Come again soon." "Thanks," cried Froggy. "Books are the best." And he put it on top of his pile to check out. Then rolled his wheelbarrow full of books with Polly on top, singing, "Wiggle, wiggle, waggle, waggle, giggle, giggle, gaggle, gaggle." All the way home. Squeak, squeak, squeak. All right, that was Froggy Goes to the Library. Did you guys think it was fun? All right, everyone, thank you for coming to story time. Now, just because we're done reading does not mean we have to be done with story time. At the library, you can get something called a Storytime kit, which is a fun-filled activity kit that goes with the books you read today. Each kit comes with a coloring sheet, a craft, and a tasty recipe that you can make with your grown-ups. This week, our craft is a paper plate frog. His tongue even comes out. Blech. Isn't that fun? To get a kit, you need to come to the Fairfield County Library and look for some crates in the children's section. Now, we have 2 crates, one for Monday story times and one for Wednesdays. So you want to make sure you grab the right kits, or you could end up with something completely different than our little frog friend here. The kits for this story time are in the group A crate. They're the red ones. New kits come out every week whenever we have a new story time, and if you want to try a kit from last week, it never hurts to ask a librarian. We might still have some. Maybe ask for me, Miss Nina. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining me for story time. It's time to say goodbye, but I look forward to seeing you all next time, and I hope to see you in the library this week to pick up a story time kit. Bye!